Welcome back to my channel, everyone. In today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you exactly the common mistakes that I always see people make when they run a Facebook page. So if you recently just created a Facebook page and again, you're not seeing the engagement that you want, you're not getting the likes that you want, and you don't really know where you're headed, these are the reasons why. So whenever I go into a Facebook page, the first thing that I always see is the cover photo. And the mistake that I always see people make is that they don't have a clear call to action and also an organized and well-designed cover photo. And the reason why this is so important is it's because it's the very first digital touch point that the online user will see when they go onto your Facebook page. So if you have a cover photo like this, chances are people probably don't really know what they're doing on the page and they don't really know what to do for the next step. However, if you have a cover photo that looks like this over here, then chances are people are more inclined to click on it and learn more about what to do in the very next step in the process. So just make sure that you have a very clear call to action on your cover photo, you have a next step or process or website or even social links that you want to include in it as well. Be as detailed as you can and also very clear, concise. The second mistake that I always see people make is that their whole page is terribly organized. And what I mean by this is that their pictures and their video album, they're not organized at all. They're just a bunch of timeline photos. You might not realize this, but Facebook has a really long shelf life in terms of pictures. So people who have posted pictures in 2008, chances are those pictures are probably still there on the exact same Facebook page that they uploaded back in 2008. So when you go into things like Facebook albums and Facebook photos, make sure that all your pictures and all your videos are really organized and assorted in different years and also different categories as well. In addition to just photo and video organization, you want to make sure that your reviews are always top rated. And to be quite honest, I've actually worked with a few account managers from Facebook alone, and they have told me that pretty much reviews are an algorithm-based metric. And what this means is that manually, you cannot change the order of the reviews that you see on your Facebook page, and it's pretty much based on maybe the relevance and also the date posted. But you as a business owner unfortunately cannot have the power to change that right now. However, Facebook is currently working on finding a way and solution to really combat this, but right now it's pretty much based on relevance on the user who's actually searching on the page alone. The third mistake that I see, especially in new business owners that just made the Facebook page for the sake of trying to reach an online base, is that they don't have any Facebook ads running. And I always preach this in all my Facebook videos, but the Facebook organic feed is so hard to get on based on just organic tactics alone. But yeah, I see a lot of people who are really new to Facebook, they don't know the concept of ads. So if you're one of those people who don't really know how to run ads, be sure to check my video over here because I have 2 videos that you can learn so much from about how to create a Facebook ad and what you can really do to maximize your benefit and your return on investment from the money that you put into it. And the fourth mistake that I always see beginners especially make is that they are not engaging with their online users on their post. This one is super important because social media in 2019, and even when it was first starting, social media has always been a two-way conversation. So if there's one person that is not talking, the other person will likely feel like they're talking to a wall. And what you really want to do is mitigate all that risk as much as possible. And some great examples of how you can be really engaged with your online audience is either maybe if you're getting a lot of likes on one post, to make sure maybe to leave a comment in the same exact post and say that, hey everyone, we're really glad to see everyone that is liking on this post. We really appreciate your feedback. Or if there are people who are tagging other friends to really look at the post, make sure to like that tag because chances are people really like to be acknowledged that they're really being acted upon and appreciated for the action that they're doing on social. And the last mistake that I always see people make, beginners and also non-beginners, is that there is no synchronized call to action. And what I mean by synchronized call to action is that there is no synchronization between all the posts that you're making and the call to action that you really want the end user to make at the very end of the day. For example, I see a lot of people just post social media posts for the sake of just posting it. Say for example that you are a shoe company and you just released a new shoe. However, in the social media post that you explain that the new shoe is released, you have no call to action, but you really specify the details of the shoe, the cost, and you also include some really high quality pictures. But at this point, when the online user looks at your post, they're probably really confused because there's no call to action of what they should be doing. There's a really cool announcement, there's really cool pictures, but did you want them to buy the shoe? They don't know. So that is why you want to make sure that you're having a consistent call to action in every single post. So some call to actions might be like download a PDF, buy now, learn more, and make sure when you're including these call to actions to the social media posts that you have a link attached to it as well. And some bonus tips that you might want to include into your call to action link is that you want to have a UTM tracking code or even a bit.ly link to really track the metrics of who is clicking on the specific link that you're posting onto social media. Alright guys, so those are my top 5 mistakes that I always see people make when they're running a Facebook page, and it can be beginners or even non-beginners. So make sure that if you're making any of the mistakes that I mentioned previously, that you fix them ASAP. Because chances are, if you're making any of the mistakes that I just mentioned previously, you are probably really hindering your potential to get more likes and also more engagement, which are probably the 2 biggest things for Facebook right now. As always guys, if you did enjoy the content in this video, be sure to give it a big thumbs up, and also be sure to hit that subscribe and notification bell so you can be notified when I post a video next, and I'll see you guys next week.